So let me see if I can fix the display capture. There we go. Have to. Oh, nope. Have everything. Yep, there we go. Okay, so everything should be set up now, so we can see the live chat. I can't maximize the thing until after, so we're gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I've been really like so focused on in there. I've been kind of sole focused on like gaming and stuff like that, so I haven't really been uh doing a ton. That's gonna run, so I'm gonna probably end up skipping that. But yeah, I know I got a lot of explaining to do as to like where I've been, stuff like that, and everything. But you know, it is what it is. It's whatever. But I I don't even know where to begin. So um, I'm also typing in the chat right now as well. So, and if anything's broken, to God, it's not. Then you know, there's also no audio right now, of course. So just keep that in mind. Okay, with that out of the way, I guess I can kind of talk a little bit about my ideas and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna talk like too much about, like I said, where I've been, stuff like that. I'm gonna make a full-fledged video for that all by itself. I'm actually gonna, before I talk about that, I'm gonna minimize Discord here in the background because I have a lot of tabs open. I also got Audacity in the background. I have so many things open, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so why am I streaming this live? Well, I did it last time, and honestly, it's one of those things where you like, why not? Whether it gets views or not, it's fine either way. I don't expect any views, so it's fine. Um, so I know Kyle Colin's in the chat, or in the Canam chat. I think it was Colt Jean was in here too. Yep, Colt Jean's in here. Luke Colin's in here. I don't see Let Dirt Fly yet, and I don't see anybody else in here. NC Off Road. I feel like I know that guy. Um, I don't know. I'm sure they'll get people in here eventually because they have 241 waiting right now. Now, if it's anything like last year, it's gonna be a minute before they start. So I expect this to start around like 8:45 probably. Um, but yeah. So basically, what are my expectations? So let's talk about that. So, listen, I've been away for a minute, but that doesn't mean I haven't been out of the loop. So, I saw in their trailer like that it was the oh, I should have pulled up the freaking site. Give me 2 seconds. Cuz I don't want to dox myself because I've done that before and it sucked. So, yeah, just give me 2 seconds to pull up the Canam site. I swear this will only take 2 seconds. There we go. Like I said, sorry, don't want to dox myself, because that was a terrible situation. So, looking at their ATV lineup and stuff like that, all that we have on here, this whole thing that you guys are seeing right here, right? And like I said, if the screen's broken, just let me know because on my end, it looks fine on my end, but it could very much be broken on your guys' end. So just let me know in chat if sound doesn't work, audio doesn't work. If you don't see the screen, just let me know and I'll fix it. Because right now it looks like everything's working, but then again, OBS is stupid. But yeah, you see in here, we're still in the 2024 models and stuff like that. So now I can get into what I believe is going to happen. So I believe the Outlander is what we're going to get an update on. I don't think we're going to get an update on the Renegade, and the reason why is because we don't need it. A lot of people want to see like, a new, okay, keep talking about a new Renegade, new Renegade, new Renegade. We don't need a new Renegade. The Renegade we have now is perfectly fine. Everybody loves it. No one really hates it other than like, some small stuff here and there that I believe they could change, like slightly better U joints, a better rear drive shaft, like just the stuff to like kind of beef it up a little bit. You know what I mean? It doesn't need a whole lot of help because if you leave it stock, you'll honestly never have a problem with it. It's gonna be a perfect ATV, right? But the Outlander needs some help. This thing has not really been updated like at all. For since I don't think it's been updated since like 2012. Like, and I know what people are gonna say, right? What about the headlights and stuff like that? And they made some minor changes with the A-arms to make it a little bit wider. Yes, they have, but it's still the same machine. It hasn't really changed any at all. It's still like, let me make sure that the audio is still working. Yeah, it is. Okay. Um, sorry, I just wanted to check to make sure that was working. Anyway, I also think chat's broken, but whatever. So anywho, yeah, the rear of the Outlander has not changed. Like, let me see if I can grab one. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters which one I grab. I'll just grab the 850 because why not? Let's see. I should get a wrench here. Yep. Okay. So if we take a look, if it'll load, if you take a look, what the heck? Oh, can I not free cam this anymore? I can't. Okay, that's new. I didn't even know that. I haven't been on the Canam site in so long. I didn't even realize you couldn't free cam anymore. Okay, well that's whatever. So anyway, basically, so if you take a look at like the back of the Outlander, right? The exhaust is still the same. The taillights are still the same. We still have the same racks. We still have the same rad relocate. We still have the same crappy what they call dry storage, which is not actually dry. I don't think they actually like advertise it as dry storage. And if they don't, that's my apologies. But same like storage box in the back that leaks and it's not really that good. Now some people would think, right, that we're going to get a new or like we're going to get the Outlanders in the new Gen 4 body style, which I also don't believe. I do not believe we're going to get that because these machines right here, what you could call the Gen 4s or Gen 3s, I'm sorry. I don't believe that we're going to get an Outlander like 1000 in these chassis because these chassis were tailor-made towards the single cylinders and they'd have to redo a lot of the engine mounts and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't think a 1000 would really look great in this particular chassis. That's my opinion. Now I know my opinion was kind of like a bit far on these things when I first saw them. Um, but I think that these are really, really fitting for the engine sizes that they have. I don't believe that Canam is going to stick the whatchamacallit, they're gonna stick the 1000 motors and stuff like that in these chassis. I don't think they're gonna do that. Instead, I think they're gonna build a whole new chassis and then work with that. And one thing I've also noticed that I don't know if anybody else has noticed is when you well the viewers haven't gone up very much. Is when you're looking at the promo, which I can't pull up, I don't think. I don't think it's impossible for me to pull up. No, it's not. So you can find the promo on like Facebook or whatever. Like you can find it on any site. It's available anywhere you want. It shows it having two taillights in the rear, and it also shows them being flat, like a Polaris. For an example here, let me see if I can pull up Polaris's site. Just so I can give you guys like a form of reference so you guys know what I'm talking about. Because it's I need like a bite to work with here. Also, I have no idea how to work Polaris's site, so just keep that in mind. So this may take me a minute to actually find their ATVs. Because I see their side by sides. This is not really helpful. I need sports and models. Here we go. So I don't think it matters which one I pick here. I don't think. Let's just use 850. This is probably the best thing I can use. If I can get a picture of its taillights, that would be nice, but something tells me I'm not going to. Okay, I'm probably not going to. There we go. Okay, you could kind of see it there. So, okay. Basically, like, you see how those taillights are flat right back here? So when I looked at the Can-Am promo, you could see that the taillights are flat on that. So I believe in my mind that we're going to get a whole new rear end for the Outlander. Probably a different body style. Like I said, I don't think they're going to be putting it in the the 500 700 chassis. I don't see that at all. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I think that would be really really janky. Um, but that's my belief. Like I said. So I believe that, like I said, they're gonna get a whole new chassis. I think we're gonna utilize the same motors, which is fine because honestly, I would be a little bit shocked if we get a new motor, but I mean, we could. So what's there to be said for the side by sides? Honestly, I couldn't tell you because I'm not a side by side guy. Only thing I could say is I'm assuming this is an assumption. I assume that maybe we'll get like maybe a 1500, maybe. And if we do, it'll be in the X3. I don't think it'll be in the Maverick R. I also don't really see us getting a four-seater Maverick R, because I don't think we have one, if I'm not mistaken. Do not. I don't think we're gonna get one though, because I don't think that that's how Can-Am wants to market this thing, and I also believe that it probably couldn't handle that anyway. So, and that's not a Can-Am's ingenuity problem. I think that's just because this is a desert racer, and it's not meant for that style of riding. So, as a result of that, there's also a fly in here. That's annoying. Um, so as a result of that, like I said, I think we're gonna probably get a new engine for the side by sides. Maybe uh they might get a like a revamp in the way they look. The chair. Don't get one of these gaming seats, by the way. I don't. I paid like $100 for this thing. This is like an almost $300 chair. Which I mean, shout out to GR Racing. I'm sorry, but like, yeah, I can't do this. Maybe I don't have it adjusted right. I don't know. Anyway, but other than that, new Defender. Maybe, maybe not. I can't say for sure. Same thing goes for the Maverick Sport. I don't know if we're gonna get a Maverick Sport. I don't know. I would think at this point in time we probably might, but because it hasn't been updated in a hot minute. Same thing with the Defender. Defender hasn't been updated in quite some time, from what I understand. I also think isn't the Defender like fairly new, something like that. I don't know. Someone in chat has to let me know because I have no idea. It could be, it could not be. I have absolutely no idea. Um, so that's my thoughts. We're getting it, either a new Outlander or it's either gonna be a new ATV or an Outlander update. That's what we're going to get, is my guess. And as for the side by sides, I don't know. Like I said, it's all up in the air. So we're gonna have to see how that works. Because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I definitely expect us, like I said, to get another Outlander. Either another Outlander or we're getting an update to the Outlanders. One of the two. I like I said, I don't think the Renegades are gonna get a change. If they do, I'd be very surprised. Um, because like I said, I believe in my mind that the Renegades are perfect the way that they are. I don't think they really need to change other than like maybe some small niche reliability things. Um, with my big one being the Pitman arm bushing, like that needs to be fixed. Like if they could fix that, they'd have probably one of the most solid ATVs in the market, right? Because this thing, everybody loves the Renegade. I haven't run into one person who really hates it. You know, I think they look good as they are. Now color changes, we're gonna get color changes. That's going without a question, right? We're gonna get color changes. There's no doubt about that one. We're gonna get color changes, but as for like power, we have 9 minutes. Okay, we still have 9 minutes, so I can keep talking. As for power, like I said, I think the power is fine. Will we get more power? Maybe. If we do, I wouldn't be surprised, but don't be surprised if we don't, because I mean we've never had a quad go, I don't think, above 100 horsepower yet, because as far as I know, the Renegade is the like strongest one in terms of horsepower. And for those who are really smart, they'd know that there is one, I believe, that is stronger, which would be the Segway. I think the Segway 1000 Snarler might be stronger. I think that thing's over 100 horsepower, but it's also a hybrid and it weighs about 1,600 pounds, so that thing's completely useless. So no point in talking about that one. And most people don't even know what the Snarler even is, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more power. I think that the motor is going to stay the same because it's reliable, it's robust, you can, beat the living hell out of it, and it's always going to work. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I personally believe that, it's not, we're not going to have any issues with power. And once again, YouTube chat is broken, which is amazing to me that is. So screw me, I guess. Thanks, YouTube. Um, but yeah, so if there is anybody in chat, I can't see it. So, um, I think it'll fix itself over time, but I mean, who knows? 7 minutes. So, like I said, what's the recap? Again, if you look at the promo, which is on Facebook, Instagram, probably Snapchat. I couldn't tell you if they're on Snapchat or not. If they are, then you've seen the promo. If you look at the end, which is the only thing you can really see, at least the only thing I could see is taillights, and they're flat. So I think it's for the Outlander, but it could be for the Renegade. Could be for both. I think it's either for the Outlander or both. I don't think it's going to be for the Renegade alone because, like I said, the Outlander needs some help, big time. So, but this is all my beliefs. So, oops. Uh, but yeah, this is, um, I'm eager to see it. Like I said, I won't make any promises that I will, participate in anything necessarily. But, I'm also I'm going to skip that ad for you guys because it's been putting way too many ads in as of recently. So I don't know why it's sticking so many. This just um it's just ridiculous. So also, you can see that Kyle Cullen is in chat, like I mentioned before. So another thing I'm guessing is there's two ways they could do this. Either they could do this by a promo video, which I don't think they're going to do this time around. Um, Especially considering the fact that the last time they did that, they were absurdly late. Like no joke. If you were here last year when I streamed this, which by the way, the thumbnail is broken, just for clarification. So anybody who clicked on this video and saw that's the thumbnail from last year, because I couldn't fix it because YouTube's stupid. So I just decided to just roll with it, right? I'm also gonna get rid of that ad as well. Um, the next ad I'll probably let roll through because it'll be right before the promo, or right before the video. I'll cancel any and all ads that I see pop up during the video because I don't really care about the ads very much. I just couldn't turn it off because everything's stupid. But yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. If anybody has any thoughts or anything, like I said, just leave it in chat. But yeah, like I said, we're just live reacting to it, right? And for those who aren't familiar with who I am, I've been riding Canam ATV since 2016. I've owned um, every single size Can-Am you could think of, except for the 500 and 700. So I've had the 450, 570, 650, 850, and 1000. I've owned them all, and I've upgraded almost all of them, minus the 450. That's the one I didn't upgrade very much, but we did do clutches and stuff on it. So I have done a lot, and I do have a lot of experience with Can-Am, and for the most part, I'm pretty good at guessing stuff, right? Like I kind of predicted the 500 and 700s because I told everybody that at the time period, there's no point in what's the word? I don't want to lose my thoughts here. There's no point in going forward with the 450 because the 450 was just terrible and it just wasn't a good ATV. So, and then the 570 was so close to the 450 that's kind of like, you know what I mean, situation. and the 650 was just better than the 570. So they ended up, taking away the 570 and the 450 and making the 500 and the 700, which is arguably better. The 500 and 700 are just way better than the 450 by a long shot. And then they do have a little bit more torque than what a 570 puts out. So makes perfect sense. So, yep. That's pretty much everything. Like I said, I believe my predictions are going to be correct. I'm very curious to see if anybody else has predictions that are different from mine, because honestly, um I think I'm hard pressed to kind of shy away from what I'm thinking right now. Uh for good or for worse, who knows. But I was wrong last year, a little bit. Like I said, I predicted the 500 and 700. I predicted that, but I didn't predict that it was going to come out in that way. I also didn't predict that they were going to be almost 30 minutes late, which I really pray to God they don't do that again. Because I need sleep. I haven't slept properly in like a month. So I'd like to not stay up this time around. But like I said, totally expect this stream, or totally expect this video that Canam's dropping to be late. Like it could be 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, maybe, I don't know. But I think they're gonna do a live video feed with like Austin Cruiser, Kyle Cullen. They're gonna do a live feed with them this time. They're gonna walk around these units. That's what I believe they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna just drop a video. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what's going to happen, because if you check, also, I can't full screen this right now for anybody wondering, so just keep that in mind. Once the video starts, yes, I'll full screen it, don't worry. But yeah, basically, let's see, they have the CEOs out right now, so probably hear anything about the ATVs for a little. Well, that right there kind of already solidifies that, they're moving stuff out, as we can see. So yeah, I think they're going to do a live feed. Also, that also solidifies this is going to be late, is what Kyle just said. So, because Kyle Cullen himself just said that, yeah, they haven't gotten the ATVs out just yet, unless he's, unless he's lying. Who knows? But so yeah, if anybody else has any predictions uh other than the things that I'm thinking about, go ahead and drop them down below. Because I mean, like I said, I think that, did my comment even post? Yeah, it did. But yeah, so last time's BS 9:30 here. Are you in the that means you're, what is it? That's an hour behind. No, that's an hour forward. I don't know what time zone that is. I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, they could very much be late. I mean, they're supposed to be live right now, so they could go live at any minute at this point. So now we're playing the waiting game. Unfortunately, we'll just have to see how well this ends. But like I said, drop your predictions down in chat below. I also wish I had chat hooked up to where you guys could see it on the screen, but like I said, I'm using the Karai's gaming setup, and it's not set up for this. It's set up for Twitch. So, Atlantic East Coast. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, that would put you an hour ahead of me in that case. If you're all the way on the East Coast, because I'm in Central Time, or Eastern Standard Time. That's what I'm in. So, do dirt bikes come out this year? I think they do. Let me. Oh, sorry about that. It started to play an ad and I got rid of it, so we're good. The dirt bikes come out this year. They haven't released them yet, I don't think. So I haven't been too much out of the loop on that one. But no, they have not. I don't think they've like fully released these things yet. At least I don't think you can. Oh, stupid thing. Get out of here. Nope, they have not released them yet because there's no prices. So, yeah, they have like trying to keep these in line. So they have like the one adventure bike, and they have like the one like street bike. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. It does have road tires on it. I thought it had freaking knobby tires on it. I was about to say what the hell. But No, they haven't come out yet. Um, my opinion on those are, I mean, they are what they are. I think the street bike is going to be like basically a naked electric Ninja 400, something like that along those lines. Probably about the same range as well, maybe. And then the adventure bike, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't really like the idea of an electric adventure bike. And I mean, depending on what happens in the future, if I can get my shoulder freaking fixed right, I'd like to pick one up. That'd be great. Now, like I said, we're still playing a waiting game here. Also, 71 concurrent viewers. Oh my god. Um, Renegade since the first got my dirt bike. So that's one of the things I talked about earlier was if we're getting an update to these things, I kind of hope that they fix some of these like issues that have happened. Now I never had that one. I never had that issue. I've had a lot of issues, but I never had that. But I have had a fan failure, and typically when I have a fan failure, it just breaks the whole fan. Like I have not blown a fuse on a fan. The whole thing just breaks completely in one go. But then again, I'm also the master of just completely destroying stuff, so I don't know what to tell you. But yep. So that yeah, I never had that problem before. Makes sense though because if you don't have a rad relocate kit and all that mud and stuff builds up in your fan, like I said, we're just kind of chatting right now. We're just waiting on Canam because Canam could launch at literally any time. So and when they do, I'll shut up and I'll try to well, I won't just necessarily shut up. But I'll basically just kind of like talk through it. If you want to see like the actual Canam promo, you can see the live feed yourself. Up there they are. There they are. That didn't take long. All right, well, here we go. Yeah, I think these are just new colors for the Defenders. Or, well, maybe some new lights I'm seeing on there. I'm not sure. Like I say, if you're looking for no commentary period, then you'll have to watch the actual Canam promo video. Just turn the lights on so you can see me better. Ooh, what is that? That's not a black. That's almost like a,
And now,
what color is that?
BRP Executive Vice President, Global Product Strategy, Monsieur Bernard Guy.
Bernard Guy. That's an interesting name. That's almost like a midnight purple. I like that color.
What do you think of my ride? Hey?
I think that's the limited version too. I'm gonna fix this chair. It's got the
Looks
stupid
like
fold down
custom
thing.
build, but that's the new 2025 Defender Max Lone Star Cab. Boasts
Lone
seats,
Star
air
Cab.
conditioning, power windows, JL audio, sound roof. It has it all. But for 2025,
Okay.
Canam went black on black all around for a classy, sinister look.
That's why I remember it as straight black.
Factory tinted windows. And folks,
Okay. I think
not
that's brand
cheap
new.
film. The tint is baked right into the glass, so you never have to worry about scratching or peeling. Now that's Canam premiumness.
Okay.
Just like the new.
Where is the
Just
link?
like the
Oh, I
new
should have put it in the
larger
description. Fuck.
15-inch cast aluminum
If you just
wheels
Google
that
up
look
Canam
like
off
they
road,
mean
you can
business.
find the actual like
Speaking of which, you know
their
we're in the
actual live
U-Trek
video.
category.
So
The high horsepower premium cab market is booming. And Canam
yeah, Facebook
is
has
a
the link
big
too
driver of
as
that
well.
growth.
Like I said,
Because
still
we
predicting the
understand
Outlander. If you think I'm
premium
wrong,
like
let me know.
nobody
So,
else.
but I believe we are
Premiumness
getting an update
is
to the
also
Outlander.
in the details, like door locks, now standard on all our cab models.
Okay.
I figured you'd
That's
like
nice.
this one. And for 2025, we're also adding an electronic speed limiter right across the entire Defender lineup. to ease
No.
jobs like spraying.
Wait, does that
So,
mean? Okay, it's
more
probably not
luxury,
standard then.
More convenience, more of what you love
That's
about
fine.
the
That's
Can-Am
fine. If that's like a
Defender.
mode you could turn off and off, that's
Now,
fine.
let's crank up the speed a little more and head even further off-road.
I also just noticed that I think it's got halogen lights still, or the headlights are still halogen, which is really interesting to me. Oh, I could be stupid though. My eyes could just not be adjusted, which is very much possible. Actually, you know what? Just so I know I'm not freaking blind as a
In the
freaking
rec
bat.
sport segment, the Maverick X3 remains a key pillar of Can-Am's success.
All right, well, we're
including
seeing an update
taking
to
us
that.
the podium at Dakar 6 years in a row. It's built to handle any adventure you can dream up. And what Ryder told us they've been dreaming of is a 64-inch high-end vehicle for performance trail riding.
Really?
Well, we love making dreams come true. And the 2025 Canam Maverick XDS with semi-active Smart Shock technology plus
Smart
upgraded
Shock.
SAPS bypass shocks is built to do just that. Now, you already know Smart Shocks move the goalposts when we first introduced it back in 2020.
We'll have to see if they have bead locks. I'm not sure.
Up to 200 adjustments per
I would
second
assume so,
that
but I
cover
don't really
both
know.
compression and rebound. And from full soft to full firm in 17 milliseconds, delivering a beast of a ride with a mind of its own.
That's almost like a KYB, like front fork just about. That's incredible. For a side-by-side too, that's a lot.
Fans of our 60-inch wide Mavericks will get their first taste of all that Smart Shock magic. It delivers the best of all worlds: extreme bump cornering, extreme bump capacity, improved cornering, superior comfort, and VIP access to tight trails and technical terrain.
Jeez, that's insane. Also, I'd like to point out our stream has peaked at 107 viewers, so thank you guys so much for that. That's incredible. Coming back after an injury like that to coming back to that is incredible. I really thank you guys so much.
To ever hit the dirt, the one-of-a-kind Maverick R. With its fabulous Rotax 990
If this thing gets a
engine,
four-seater,
the most powerful in
no
the
way, right?
industry at 240 horsepower, fitted to a unique dual-clutch transmission with totally
It's insane that it has that much power. That's ridiculous.
Everyone do a double take.
That's what I'm thinking. That I don't think that's going to be possible with the short base Outlander 1000, but we might get one.
The Maverick R has redefined off-road performance. In fact, if you want some more proof, just this past Friday, the Maverick R not only swept the Turbo Pro class at the Vegas to Reno, a 550-mile point-to-point extreme race.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this series.
Took the win in the open class and took the overall. So how about that? So in short, we blew the doors off with the ultimate sport side-by-side. Now in 2025, we're gonna blow 4 doors off.
I was wrong. Okay, well. Okay, not looking good for me. All right, I need to sit up in my chair. Because obviously, this is the beginning of me being incorrect. God. It's incredible, though. I'm surprised that they even, like, decided to go through with that. That's insane. Oh, you know what? I never thought about this. I wonder if this will get an XMR at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if we'll ever get an XMR. It's a school bus. Thank you. Like, it's freaking massive. That's just a big thing with me. I don't like four-seaters. I hate them because you can't maneuver them. But, dude, this thing's got to be bigger than... Well, it's not as big as my truck, but it's got to be pretty close.
Canam Maverick R Max. Now we figured, why should only 2 people have?
I'll be honest, I'm not either. I'm not either interested in him.
Now you can tap into all that power, performance, comfort, and connectivity with more of your friends along.
That thing's got to have the most insane shocks in the world. Can you imagine if you blow one of those motherfuckers out? Can you imagine how much damage that'll do?
It goes through nasty.
You probably never would be able to. I don't think it's possible, but you know.
In fact, in our test track, it clocks the quickest lap time.
Also, I forgot to since they're talking about this, I can talk for 2 seconds. I want to give a shout out to Shure for sending out this microphone and this boom stand. I just want to give a shout out to them for that. Wrong channel, but because they sent it out with the gaming channel along with Twitch, because of the Twitch subs. But I just want to give a shout out to Shure.
The transmission and lower the low gear. But again, looks wise.
Yeah, I think they'd be very nice in the cold.
For model year 25, all Maverick Rs will feature black tall knuckles, and top suspension arms. And all
Okay.
XRS packages will be available in 3 color combinations to choose from, including
Get
this
4 quarterbacks in
gorgeous
that thing and
new
then jump it and
plus
see what happens.
navy color combo. So now
God, can
you
you
can show off
imagine?
exactly the way you want to. So from adding brawn to your workday, to conquering the desert, to playing
Yeah,
in the
the
mud,
Defender's always been like really
whatever you
solid,
get up
right?
to, this
Like a
year,
really
more
solid
than
unit. I
ever,
think it's kind of taken over
Can-Am
like the John Deere
side-by-sides
Gator
are
market
built
just about.
to
Well,
do
that's
it all.
actually not true. John Deere's got a pretty good grip on that, but I think they're coming for him. So, all right, so we've gone through, what was it, the Defender and the Maverick R. So we're gonna see anything about the Maverick Sport or anything up. There's one of our ATVs right there. I told you. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see the Outlander with the new bumper? I told you. They were gonna update it. I got one thing right. Oh yeah. I got one thing. I can't believe how wrong I was about freaking God. Now we're gonna see the Outlander
There's
next.
one word that defines our Can-Am ATV story in recent years.
Mud.
It's momentum.
Okay.
Since
Close up
model
too.
year 23, we've revamped the lineup with the all-new Renegade 70 and 110 EFI, and given our Outlander 850
Oh, you know what? I wonder if we'll get a
1000R
250
nice makeover.
Renegade.
Then, just 6 months later, we introduced a totally new platform with the
We were gonna get
Outlander
another ad. I'm
500
gonna go ahead and skip it because I'm
700.
pretty sure they're gonna
I'm
reveal
sure you'll
one of the
agree
quads at this
that
time.
we've been the
I don't want you
most
guys to
active
miss that with me.
manufacturer in the industry. And you know what? We're not out of horsepower yet. How about
Oh.
an all-new Outlander 850 and 1000R big bore platform?
Oh. Oh no. Oh, dude. Oh my God. That looks like a freaking Oh, is that the new body frame though? Wait a minute. I don't think this is the same body frame we were talking about, is it? Or either it is and it has like the Outlander,
Who better?
like
Who better
freaking.
to join
Well,
me
okay.
for this
Well, what do you
momentum
expect me to
occasion
say? You know, like.
than one of our most dedicated Can-Am rider, the one and only Oster Cruiser.
Yeah, there it is. You see it? Oh my
Hey, Bernard.
God.
Hey, everyone. I am freaking excited to be with all you tonight for this big launch. I gotta say, though, this is
It
the
does kinda
cleanest
look like a
I've ever
CF
been
moto,
out
doesn't it?
riding an Outlander.
Well, yeah, you clean up pretty well. That's for sure. Now, you're a mud rider that throws everything you can think of at your Outlander when you're riding. So I'm happy to have you here to share with us what you think of the new platform. So, did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, how much
Bernard, it freaking
power
blew
we
me away.
we talking about?
That's what I like to hear. So let's get into it.
We haven't seen the Renegades yet. Just hold on.
Unrivaled performance, unmatched suspension and handling, and signature Can-Am design and technology. The new Outlander big bore platform reinforces the word on the street that,
Or in the mud holes.
of course, that Can-Am continues to lead the
Yeah, I
way.
saw the new tires. They
Now,
look
no
pretty decent.
half measures here.
I'd
We're
say they're
talking
probably better than the Swamp
industry-leading
Kings for sure,
horsepower,
no doubt.
torque, and towing
And they got to be
capacity,
paired than the
plus,
Cryptids. The
just to
Cryptids
seal
are
the
pretty
deal,
easy to beat, honestly.
class-leading suspension travel too.
Yes, they've definitely earned those industry-leading bragging rights, starting right from the heart. This
If you guys
platform
don't mind,
pushes peak
give me 2
performance
seconds.
over the top with a new Rotax engine, giving it that industry-leading
Shit.
horsepower boost you just mentioned, Bernard.
Didn't release them
Double
yet.
overhead
Okay,
cam,
sorry. I'm sorry.
999cc V-twin
Didn't change it yet.
makes this the first ATV to push horsepower into the triple digits at 101.
Okay, that's not bad. I don't think it'll be a super big noticeable difference, but I think it'll be
This
enough to
gives
where
the
you
new
kind of
1000R
notice it.
The fastest acceleration in the industry, hands down. And trust me, I put it to the test, and this thing is an animal.
And You'll also find this same power plant fueling the 850cc category with a detuned version, generating a category-leading 82 horsepower. That's 4 more horses than its predecessor. We totally overhauled the transmission with addition
Wait, was that a
of 3
single cylinder?
selectors, so you
Shit,
never
I didn't
have to
see.
rock the
Did someone in
vehicle
chat see
into
if that was a
gear.
single cylinder or not? I didn't see it.
Yes, and we fitted it.
I don't think so, right?
With
That's still
our
V-twin.
latest P-drive clutch, paired to a new dual roller driven pulley, so that you can look forward
Okay,
to
brand new
instant
clutch.
response and rock solid reliability.
Now, since we're riding on all that power, of course that calls for next level suspension and handling. To push performance and comfort to the next level, Canam redesigned the front and rear suspensions with new arched A-arms, delivering a massive 12 inches of travel in the back and close to 11 inches in the front.
I might have to turn
As
that
far
fan
as
off
ground
here
clearance,
soon.
we've
I don't
got
know.
almost a foot and an impressive 13 inches on the XMR. So go ahead and crawl over whatever's in your way with no worries.
Now,
Okay, so we got better
another
suspension
big
travel.
chapter
Okay.
Of the Outlander story in model year 25 is the impressive range of accessories available. And good news, most of the accessories we've introduced a little over a year ago on the
Gonna skip the
Outlander
next
500
ad.
and 700 are also compatible. At the front, you'll find the same drop down, the same storage compartment, which
So I was
offer
wrong
all
about the body
same
style, by the
sleek
way. They are kind of
possibilities.
utilizing the
At
new
rear,
Gem
a
3
new lid
frame,
removable
but it looks a
storage
lot
box
better
comes
than I thought it
standard.
was going to. Infinitely
And there's
better.
a new
No
87
question.
liter linked cargo box that marries perfectly to the bottom of the rear drop down to make use of the available space and keep the center of gravity.
I like that
as low as
XMR look. I
possible.
really like
Now,
that.
let's take a look at some of the features
That
are
winch placement's
specific
kind
to
of
your
high, though.
AV,
It's almost
the
like
new
a,
Outlander XMR.
With pleasure.
oh?
The Canam engineers rode along with me to figure out how they could push their designs even further.
That winch is almost like a
And
high
here's what they
lifter.
brought back from it. A major improvement. You can see they've repositioned the engine air intake and CVT vents, moving them up higher and centering them on the vehicle so it keeps breathing even when I'm up to my neck. Plus, a next-gen rad relocate helps keep the rad up out of the nasty stuff, and the cover flips forward to make it really easy to access.
We've also
Okay.
relocated the front bumper and added a 3,500-pound winch with synthetic rope. With the winch positioned higher on the vehicle,
There's
it's
going to be an
ready
ad
to
coming up. I
roll
can't
whenever
skip
you
it,
get stuck
unfortunately.
in
I'm
the mud.
sorry.
That's also when you'll appreciate the new rear rack. In addition
Yeah,
to
that's a
giving you
lot
a
of
place to
travel.
attach
Wonder
your
how that thing
favorite
would
Link
perform on the
accessories.
MX.
It
I need to
comes with
shut up.
integrated handles that you can use,
I need to
or
shut
should I
up.
say your
I'm
buddies
giving
can
myself
use
too many
when you're
ideas.
stuck in those tough spots. If you're looking for even more leverage beyond the standard mud strap, Canam added this unique new J-hook handlebar curved on the ends for maximum grip.
Okay.
Now, Canam even went as far
Oh,
as
what the
fitting a
handlebars
lower
are
low
curved.
gear
Do you
on the
see that?
XMR
On
to
the
make
ends?
sure that we can get those new 30-inch XPS Swamp King XL tires turning no matter how thick the mud gets. So to sum it all up, I personally believe that Canam has built the smoothest riding, best shifting, most powerful, easiest to maintain, and most feature-packed Outlander XMR to date. This is the kind of stuff that keeps Canam ahead of the pack in off-road technology, and I can't wait for you to get a hold of this thing.
Well, Asta, I know you could talk about... I know we could talk about mud riding all day, but we got another vehicle here to talk about that deserves some serious attention, and that will take us over to the trails with this all-new Outlander.
I mean, the
XTB.
winch.
Yes, we've got Fox Podium QS3 piggyback gas.
Oh, you know
shocks,
what? I never thought
aggressive
about that. I
27-inch
think you're right.
XPS Trail King 2
Holy
tires
shit.
on
I didn't even
14-inch
think about
aluminum
that.
wheels.
I
And
think that is
greatly,
a short base
XTP package now
1000.
features Visco 4-lock.
I don't know if that's
Canam's
if that's an
exclusive
850 or not. I think that is a short base 1000 Outlander. Which that is actually insane if that's the case.
Speaking of the limited package,
Oh god, I have a video to talk about now after this.
Canam's iRes 10.25 touchscreen display, the largest of the industry. Many
Oh,
of
I
you
missed
are
the touchscreen
familiar
plate.
with it.
Shit,
Just
I'm sorry.
connect your smartphone
Oh,
and
and it has a
tap it to
synthetic
your
rope. I didn't even notice that. Thank you for
ERP
pointing that out.
off-road maps, drive mode settings,
It
and
is.
more.
Then Then crank up the new optional.
Oh,
100-watt
dude, that's
audio
sick.
system
That's the same
and
one
enjoy
they.
your
I think
favorite
that's the one they
tunes
have on
while
like
you nail these
the
trails.
new
All
Rikers.
summed up, we're looking at the largest update to the Outlander platform in Canam
Yeah, that is a
history.
short wheelbase
We're talking
1000.
more than
That
95%
is
new parts.
Absolutely freaking awesome.
that's unbelievable, dude. That is actually like I depending on what happens in the future to my channel.
Industry-leading power.
If
All
I
new
stay
clutching
around,
to
I
get
might
that
have to
power to the
pick up one of
ground.
them.
Confidence-inspiring
It'll
handling
be
and
it'll be a
drive.
thought.
You'll be more
That all
comfortable
depends
than
if I can
ever
get things
sitting
back in
on
order
the
again,
other side of those
because things are
much
kind of
mud
messed up for
holes
me right now.
or at the next
But
trail marker, waiting for someone else to catch up.
Well, Bernard, it's been a blast. But I'm going to head out. I'm going to find some muskeg, and I am going to bury this thing.
That's kind of good idea. Because we're about to head on road. It's been super fun sharing the stage with you.
okay, as I
We'll
thought,
see you again soon.
Outlanders are getting an
I'll see
update,
you again shortly.
and then the Renegades look like they're staying the same. And you know what? That's completely... Oh, shit. That's completely okay. Hopefully before the stream ends, how long have we been live? It's been almost an hour. That's actually a pretty good stream time. That's not bad. I didn't think we were getting an hour out of the stream, but it looks like we're more than likely going to. We'll watch the rest of the promo. Why not? But if we get time and if the site updates, which I assume it would because it updated last time, I can kind of go over the 1000 stuff, my opinion, and all this other stuff. But yeah, I truly believe that, yeah, the Renegades did not need to change. They were completely and perfectly fine, other than color changes. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This isn't good. Well, my connection is still good. And it says that I'm still connected. Oh, no. Oh, is that it? I don't know if that's the end of the promo. Or is that the end of the actual thing, or is it actually frozen? It says thanks for watching, so maybe that is the end. People asking Kyle, where's the Renegade? I don't know if they're talking about his Renegade or if they're talking about even I think this, I don't know if this is Joe in 336 or if this is somebody else controlling the channel, but even they're asking where's the colors. I mean, couldn't tell you. And you know what? That's fine. The live back in like 4 minutes. Ah, no. That's insanely unfortunate. Let's see if I can pull this up. Well, they said they'll be live back in 4 minutes, so we'll go ahead and wait on them. So let's talk. Actually, I'm gonna let the ad play through. Why not? So this is not gonna update, I'm assuming. The answer is no. Okay. So yeah, we finally got an Outlander 1000 XMR, which we haven't gotten in years. And the reason why I said that we were never going to get one was because, do that so you guys can see me better. The reason why I said we're not going to get one is because it would take sales away from the Renegade 1000, right? I've been predicting that for years, and I stick by that. Now, do I think it's still going to do that? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they might be even. I don't know. I think this is Canam trying to test the waters, and that's why they're leaving the Renegade alone. Because if they, no shot. They're not gonna get rid of the Renegade. No way. The Renegade's not going nowhere. It's way too popular, right? So, also apologize for those who did get an ad. But they're just going to have to kind of accept it right now. So basically, no, I don't believe the Renegade is gone. If the Renegade was gone, that would be insane. Like, that would be maddening, right? I do not believe they get rid of the Renegade, period. That's not going to happen. So, but what they have done is, we do have an Outlander 1000 wheelbase now. We do. Also, by the way, right now we're just waiting for them to go live again. So yeah, I, anyway, no, they're not gonna get rid of the Renegade. They haven't updated the site yet, so we don't have the new colors yet. But judging by like the silver color of what the Outlander was, I'm assuming the red Renegade that we have here is gonna be staying around. They're not gonna get rid of this. This is going nowhere. Also, like I said, if you like the video, real quick, if you like the stream, stuff like that, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to get back into making content. I'm going to try, but I have to go to chiropractor and fix my shoulder, but that's a whole different story, right? Because I have a lot of stuff going on. But, anyway, if the channel grows big enough and maybe I can get back into it, but it all depends. Anyway, this is not going anywhere, right? The red Renegade that you see right here is going nowhere. So yeah, you don't have to worry about this going anywhere. Now, this yellow one, though, I think they're going to change this one because from what I remember, this one has been around for a minute, or at least this particular color scheme, right? So, this is I think 2 years now that we're running on the yellow on the silver. So they're probably gonna scrap that. That's done. And then they'll keep the red, and we'll either see I don't know, maybe an octane blue possibly in its place. Or who knows, we could see an all red body style like what we have with the current Outlander, because I don't think we've had a Renegade 1000 in all red with the plastics and everything. We haven't had that yet. So and I don't think they've gone live yet, right? Nope. All right, I'm going to keep tabs. Don't worry. I'm keeping tabs on it. But yeah, so that's basically how it's going to go. Where's the Renegade? The reason why the Renegade hasn't shown up, I believe, is either number one, they haven't showcased it yet, or number two, it hasn't changed. So as a result, they don't need to. People think that they're getting rid of it. That's what people were saying in the chat. I don't believe that's going to happen at all. It doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid. Why would you get rid of your flagship machine? Because this is the machine that is literally carrying Canam. Probably not by a long margin, right? I don't think it's the sole, flat, undisputed king. Because obviously they have their side-by-side market, right? They have, all these side-by-sides, and all of them have their uses, with the Maverick Sport probably being the least of all of them, the least important. But the rest of and the Maverick Trail and even the Commander, I think these three in particular are kind of not doing too hot probably, but the rest of these are doing really, really well. So with that in mind, I think that honestly, in the eyes of Canam, fuck yeah, they're still not going live. Is there anything on the home screen? Nope. Okay, well, like I said, someone in chat said they'll be back, so we're gonna just rely on that. I'm gonna give it about maybe 10 minutes roughly. They don't come back, I'll just accept they don't come back and end my stream. But other than that, I do want to talk a little bit about what I believe is what's going on here and try to clarify some stuff. So, for context, since we have a lot more viewers, holy shit, it's 131 concurrent viewers. Oh my god. This is now the largest stream I've had in a long time. At least the largest stream I've had in this channel. This is almost peaking at my Twitch streams. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your support. Really appreciate if you guys like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Like a bag floating in the freaking wind. I don't know what the hell that was. That was freaking weird. I'm going to keep updating the site to see if we're seeing anything. We are not. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. So, we got an Outlander 1000 short wheelbase. You're not seeing it on the site because the site's not updated, so we're just going to have to pretend, right? It's probably going to show up somewhere in in here, or it's going to it's going to flat out replace the Outlander, right? So, a lot of people were wondering, like I said, why we haven't gotten an Outlander 1000 short wheelbase for so long, because everybody kept asking for it. On new Maverick Max. I'll talk about that too. So, but yeah, main reason why. Basically because it would take sales away from the Renegade. That's about it. Hasn't been updated since I don't know, 2012. Whenever the heck the freaking the Gen 2s came out. Hasn't been updated since, really, in terms of looks. The only thing we had was new headlights, and that was it. So they basically revamped the entire thing. and then made it to where it has the Outlander 500 and 700 chassis, along with some minor changes, like the racks and stuff like that. So, with that, all that out of the way, Maverick R Max, yes, they did reveal that. We do have a Maverick R Max model now. Also, there's an ad coming up. I can't stop it, so I apologize, but I will continue through. So, yeah, we do have a Maverick R Max model, and it's it's nice. It's nice. Now, I do want to say one thing about it though that I think is really interesting, is that thing has to have like insane suspension, right? Like it has to have suspension that's just completely just off the walls. Also, I don't know if we are going to. I don't know if they're gonna showcase this on. Hold on, because they said they're gonna move to the road, so I could be wrong here, but maybe no. Oh, okay. I'm also surprised they only have 152K subscribers. I'm kind of surprised by that one. But then again, I mean, YouTube's not really the place for big businesses, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore that. Anyway, so yeah, so my big thing is, like I said, I hope they kind of upgrade the shocks on this thing, because granted it can handle big impacts, sure, but with 4 people, like I made the joke during the stream, like during the promo video when they were actually going live, I made the joke about putting 4 quarterbacks in it and taking it off a jump, right? And would it survive that? Probably. I would assume it would. I don't know why it wouldn't, but then again, I mean, who's to say, right? But yeah, we do have a Maverick R 4-seater, which I was wrong about. I was wrong. I didn't think they were going to do that, because to me it didn't make any sense, but I can understand now. So, with that being said, I think that covers everything. The 2 things I was wrong about. Number 1, Maverick R 4-seater. I was wrong about that. I was also wrong about more power. We do have more power in the Outlander. It's pushing 101 horsepower now from 91. Now, I can tell you from after having a tuned Renegade 1000, which I currently own, um, a couple horsepower differences, you're not going to notice that, especially at that level. You're not going to notice it, right? Because a lot of people will say that like there's a big difference between the 850 and the 1000. There really isn't. Like it's a noticeable difference. You can notice the difference that's there, but it's not so noticeable to where they're just completely out of each other's worlds, right? Also, yeah, they're still not live yet, but I'm gonna keep checking. But anyway, so actually, you know what? There's really no point in me even checking anymore if they're moving to the road, because I don't really care too much about the Rikers. But that's just me. If you guys care about the Rikers, you can go over to Canam site and just check them out, because they'll be there. But I'm also kind of a little bit disappointed that the site's not updating, because I'd like to showcase the 2025 so I can talk about them better. And motorcycles for the next live. That's what I thought. Oh yeah, all black Defender. Yeah, thank you, EB Mudding Co. for bringing that up. So yes, we have an all black Defender now. So now one thing that is cool is because they haven't changed the site, I can actually go in here and I can actually look at the previous models to see what they had in here, to show the difference between what we have now and what we're getting. So I think it was called, what was it called? The Max Lawn Star? Is that what it was called? With the cab, I believe. Now, I'm not a side-by-side guy, so you guys are going to have to just clarify some stuff on me, because I'm going to be wrong about some stuff. But they changed the color out. From what I saw, I don't know if it's still straight black, but it looked like it was almost like a midnight purple to me, and or a black with a fluorescent purple. One of the two. Which is not out of the question, because these are painted plastics, so a pearlescent color is something that they could definitely do. And for those who don't know what pearlescent is, it's basically like if you show a color in a different light with a pearlescent color, you see the pearlescent color. So if it's pearlescent black, or if it's black with pearlescent purple, then that would mean that it shows up as black in like a regular light. Then you shine a light on it a different way, and then you'll have kind of like this purple color you can see. Almost like a midnight purple, kind of looks like that. Anyway, but yeah, so they tinted the back windows, but they didn't tint the side windows too much. But the tint is inside, like inside of the glass. Now, again, I don't know how any of this works. I know nothing about this. I'm a quad guy. I don't do side by side, so I couldn't tell you. But Yeah, they did that, and I think they may have revamped the suspension a little bit, I think. I don't know. I was trying to pay attention to it, but I also wasn't 100% sure. Also, since you said they're going to update the motorcycles, we're going to go ahead and go over to Canam Off-Road and or Canam On-Road and take a look here and see what they got. I see nothing, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. If I'm talking super fast, I apologize. Like I said, I'm still kind of in... when I have the stream up and stuff like this, for those who aren't aware, I am a Twitch streamer now. Well, I've been a Twitch streamer for freaking like the past like 5 years, but I quit a long time ago and then I restarted recently. So I basically I talk a lot faster and stuff during like my Twitch streams and stuff like that, because I have a lot to talk about. But there's no Renegade. Yeah, so we talked about that. So yes, there is a four-door Maverick. Maverick R. Like I said, you can't see it right now because you still have the 2025s up. But yes, we do have a or we did get a 4-seater. Okay, let me go over the stuff that we actually got because I see that there's obviously new people in chat. So I'll kind of reiterate them, but I'll go kind of fast. So if I'm going too fast, just don't be afraid to correct me. So 4-door Maverick R. Yes, we do have a 4-door Maverick R. We have a brand new Lone Star Defender. I wouldn't say brand new, basically updated with window tints and stuff like that. The waiting for on road is on the Canam motorcycle YouTube page, by the way. Not Canam on road. Does that mean that they have a different? Did they not link it down here? Because I don't see the. Oh, I'm a dumbass. You're right. Okay, well, I'm glad that you pointed that out. There we go. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is actually really interesting considering that the this is not like I don't think is this the Riker page? I think it is. I don't know. We'll find out. What does that say? 8:19, 22 minutes. That's 9:30. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna stick around for this. So sorry, but yeah, I'm more interested in the quads. Sorry guys. But I'll talk about that maybe in like another video or something like that because I do like motorcycles. I am a motorcycle guy too. But it all just depends on circumstance. But yeah, if you guys want to check that stream out, thank you for pointing that out. Let's see who pointed that out, because I was just up here like a minute ago. That was it Big B up, Big B up, Big B. I cannot say that. Why do you people pick like the names that I just cannot say? Why do you do this to me? Yeah, I want to thank you in chat for pointing that out. So really appreciate that. So we'll pin that message so that way anybody who wants to see that knows exactly where to go to do that. Because on this particular channel I don't have mods, so mods cannot do that for me. So anyway, love to see the Renegade with the 1001 horsepower and new chassis. I don't think it needs new chassis. That's why we didn't get one. Because like I said, everybody loves the Renegade the way that it is. It's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, looks is very, very subjective. So, to some people the Renegade looks good, to some people the Renegade looks bad. The only thing that I don't like about the Renegade is it doesn't have the rad up top for the XMRs. That's it. The XXC is perfectly fine, though I do believe it should have stiffer suspension for GNCC because this thing rolls really, really fucking easily. A lot easier than you would think, by the way. I just want to point that out because I've done it. So yeah, so that's the thing. And then like I said, I think if they can redo kind of the front end to where it can have the rad up top, I think you'll have a really solid ATV at that point. Where's Braden Price? I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I couldn't tell you where Braden Price is. Gen 1's changed just taillights, so I don't know what they can change for the Gentry. Yeah, pretty much. In the XMR really needs to rally. Okay. Yes, that's all it needed. Like I said, all it needs is for them to redo the front end in some capacity. I don't know how they would do it, but they just would need to do it in some way. Let me pull it up so I can show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you've ever seen, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one, but I have, and they look horrendous. What the hell? Oh, well, no, I don't care. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but I haven't. It looks horrendous. if you ever seen the Renegade with like the stock factory one that you can get for it, where it puts the rad like right here and it's just like right up it just doesn't, it looks like it's not supposed to be there. It looks like they took it and just ripped it off an Outlander and stuck it on this. You don't do that. It doesn't look right at all, and it looks completely messed up. So yeah, with something like that, you can't you can't do that, right? It has to be something that's a little bit more factory made, like a Plateau Fab kit or the new Wild Boar kit or Fabrication by Design. Like there's a lot of rad relocates that make it look like it's factory, that makes it look good. And yes, I know these are the 24s. The reason why I'm showing the 24s is because the site won't load the 25s, so I can't really showcase them, which kind of annoys me a lot because I would really like to just go ahead and just show you guys and then point out the goods, the bads, the uglies. But yeah, but I can't do that because they haven't changed the site, which is really annoying. Trust me. One thing I also want to point out is the fact that we didn't get a DS a DS 450 at all. Some people were expecting a DS 450. That's not gonna happen at all. That thing's gone. It's never coming back. So don't ever expect to see that thing ever again. I'm not saying it's a bad quad. I'm just saying that compared to a YFC 450 or a Raptor 700, no. Even a TRX 450 would be better than, a 450 DS. I'm sorry. I don't want to, I'm going to skip that. Why is it giving 2 ads in a row? It's one thing if it gives 1 ad, but not 2. That's just absurd. That's torture to you guys. I'm not going to do that to you. But anyway, yeah, the DS 450s and stuff like that now, they're just not there at all. They don't compare to like even a TRX, and the TRX isn't around because it couldn't compare with the YFZ. If the TRX can't compare with the YFZ, a DS wouldn't either. So we'll move on from that conversation. But yeah, like I said, they haven't updated the site, and I assume that they will not update the site until around 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be around 9:30 or 9:30 p.m. in Central Time. Reason I say that is because I believe that they'll update it after they showcase their motorcycles, and then they'll update it. So that's basically how that's going to run. With all that in mind, so what all do we have? Because I'm getting ready to end the stream. So let's go ahead and go over the stuff that they changed. Like I said, this is the 24s, so keep in mind I can't change it because it's not here. But basically what they've done is yeah, so what Bolton Music has basically put in here. I just freaking like hit my like pointer finger on the end of my desk. That freaking hurt. So other than me trying to break my finger, what do we have? New Defender, Ultra Star, Texas Star, whatever the hell you want to call this thing, Lone Star, Max Lone Star. We have a new Max Lone Star with tinted windows, which is tints on the inside, so it'll be a lot more durable, with slightly a little bit more extra technology, along with what I believe is a pearlescent purple. So we have that. We have a new 4-seater Maverick R. Why, I'm not 100% sure, but it makes sense. And do I think it's going to sell well? Probably. Out in like the western areas, I think that would actually be pretty solid. Because I'm pretty sure there are people who have families and stuff like that who want to take them with with the Maverick R, with how good the suspension and stuff like that is. Because this thing's literally just discount trophy truck. So those are the new things we have for that. X3, no change. Maverick Sport, no change. Maverick Trail, no change. And Commander, no change. The Maverick Sport, I'm a little bit surprised about because I think this one needs a little bit of help at this point. But I believe that next year they'll probably do something with this and make it a little bit better. I don't think they want to put it on the same scale as what they do with their X3s and their Maverick Rs because that is a marketing tactic. And you don't want to take away from the sales of your main distributors. So there's that. Outlanders, this is the big one. So we do have an Outlander short base 1000 now, which I'm glad that somebody in chat pointed that out. I can't remember who did it, and I apologize. But yeah, it did suck. I'll come back around to that. We'll put a pin in that for me, and then remind me here once I'm done, and I'll come back to that. because I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'll talk about it again. I have no problem with that before I end the stream. I have a lot of fun talking about this kind of stuff. We also been live for over an hour, so I can kind of just chill now. But anyway, so they basically took the Outlander 1000 motor and they beefed it up to where it's got like kind of like a big bore in it now. So it went from 91 horsepower to 101. So which makes it the strongest production four-wheeler you can buy, period, which is incredible, right? Yes, no one likes the long frame. That's what they did. They changed it from the long frame to the short frame, which I'm kind of shocked that they did that because I feel like that might take sales away from the Renegade. However, the Renegade has one thing on its side, and that's looks. Everybody loves the way the Renegade looks, right? That's why they didn't change it. Because a lot of people think they're getting rid of the Renegade. I don't think they're going to do that. If they do, I'd be very, very shocked. Because that would just make absolutely no sense. It'd also destroy them in the GNCC market, by the way. Because, yeah, for those who don't know, I know a lot of mud riders may not be familiar with GNCC, but, Canam does have a part in the GNCC market. And because they're the only ones who offer a 4x4 ATV since the Wolverine from Yamaha is no longer available. So they're the only ones who offer a four-wheel drive ATV for GNCC, and that's actually a really big deal because there's a lot of races where you need four-wheel drive, and it makes it a lot easier and a lot more helpful, especially when it rains. So yeah, they're not getting rid of the Renegade. The Renegade's going nowhere. So I wouldn't worry about the Renegade like going anywhere. It's gonna stay around for a couple more years, so just keep that in mind. So, however, the Outlander, on the other hand, no one liked the Outlander long wheelbase. Nobody liked this thing at all. This thing was just not that great, period. The only thing it was good for was the fact that it didn't, Renegade is blue and yellow? Ew. Wait a minute. Ew. Is that the plastic? Is the plastics blue? Actually, I don't think it matters. That just sounds horrible. No shot. Is it really blue and yellow? Ew. That is disgusting. Okay, if the metals are blue, that's actually fine because then you can replace the plastics. And that has to be the case. That has to be the case. They have to do the metals in blue and then... Oh my god, that just doesn't sound good at all. No X3, no. We are not getting a new X3. The X3s are not changing. But... Yeah, I want to come back to this, though. So, I'm going to skip that ad. So, dude, this thing is being really, like, ad heavy. Oh my god. But, yeah, no one liked the Outlander 1000 long. The plastics are blue. Son of a bitch. That really sucks. Well, the good news is it hasn't changed, so you can change your plastics out with the other one. So, at least we have that problem solved. Because that just doesn't sound good to me. It'd be one thing if they made the metals like black, then you would have a really good ATV. Or if you flop the colors, then you'd have a really solid looking ATV because I don't think we've ever had a, well, in the Octane Blue one, but we never had black on Octane Blues because that's the best color combination in my personal opinion, unless you were to go with a pearlescent purple, of course. Don't know how to send you a picture. You could send it to me over Instagram because I'm also on Instagram at amotorb. Or hashtag at amotorb. You can send it to me that way. Like if you send it to me in DMs, I should be able to get it. But yeah, that's I don't know. But anyway, I don't want to get too far off track, but we'll definitely come back around to that if I have time. If you send that message to me, and oh well, Kyle Cullen just went live. Anyway, so yeah, he went live on Instagram, by the way. So if you want to see that, check it out. But yeah, no one liked the long wheelbase, right? No one liked it. So everyone was going with the 850 for that reason, right? But they did do the actually, you know what? I'm a fucking dumbass. Here, I could just show you. I'm literally stupid. I'm literally stupid. So let me see if I can get this. Oh, this might not even work. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. I am so sorry I didn't think about this sooner. Okay, so let me back up to where I can get like a good side shot of it. Just yeah, give me 2 seconds. Also, I have the quality as high as I can, so I apologize if I can't get it any higher. Oh, come on. Did I really fast forward too far? Also, turn the sound off not to annoy anybody. Here we go. So let's see if I can time it and get the right this seemed like it had like the single exhaust that came out the rear. There's no way it's got the single in it. Or they changed the or well, I don't know. I don't want to go through the entire video again and try to hunt this stuff down. I'm sorry, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, give me 2 seconds. I should be able to. Well, okay, not the best shot. I'm sorry, but this is. I think this is the. Well, no, hang on. I think I can do a little bit better. There we go. So let me. I'm gonna kind of like try to sift through to see if I can get like one good side shot of it. Here we go. This will work. So you can see here that this is the new Outlander, by the way. The new Outlander short wheelbase 1000 with the Austin Cruiser in the way. Thanks, David. But yeah. So they redid. So what did they do to change like the new like Gen 3 chassis? Right. You can see that we have new rear racks. They changed the airflow for the radiator, so the rad breathes a little bit better, and you can also see that the funnel up here for your snorkels or your cover is a little bit better too. So I haven't received that picture yet, but yeah, you can see that all this is better, right? Now in terms of the motor, I assume it's still got the V twin. I assume, but you also have to think that on Polaris's side, their 1000 has a single cylinder in it. I think it's a single cylinder, is it not? I don't know if it's got the single cylinder in it or not. Let me take a. I'm pretty sure it does, but I could be very much wrong. Well, Polaris' site doesn't even work, so I couldn't even showcase that if I freaking wanted to. But whatever. That's kind of irrelevant. So, but yeah, that's basically, you know, that's basically about it. Right now, they show some stuff on their motorcycle site. Like I said, if you want to check that out, that video is gonna go live. My stream will be down by that time. But yeah, I think the Outlander 1000. That's gonna be really weird to have a 1000 in that like configuration because it does. I don't think it gives off a CF Moto look to me. Now, the standard ones that are not XMRs, they kind of do, but this one does not. It being an XMR, the only thing I don't like about this, and I mean the only thing I don't like, is where the winch placement is. Someone brought up in chat, and I don't know who it was when the stream first started, that they liked the winch placement. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this. The reason why is because even though it's up out of the mud where you can grab it, that's kind of irrelevant when you can just pull the actual cable out and stick it up on top of your rad. Anybody who rides professional mud riding or rides mud 24/7 knows to do that, right? When you're going into a deep area and you think you're gonna get stuck, that's what you do. But it's blue and orange. Okay, so we got two different answers here. So if it's actually, you know what? I'll touch on that in just a second. But let me finish this thought real quick, and I'll touch on that. So but the winch I think should be down here. The reason why I think the winch should be down here is because you want the winch to pull you up out of the mud, not down into the mud. And I think this is going to pull more people into the mud and cause more problems than it would with Colt G on YouTube. Was he live right now? Or, well, even if he is, that's fine. But yeah, maybe I'll review that in like a separate video. Like maybe I'll actually make like a legitimate video on that rather than like review it live because I don't have a lot of time I'm working with here, which is kind of why I'm trying to talk so fast and why I'm trying to wrap things up. Because I've gone through everything except for like my general thoughts on this particular machine. But oh, he is live. So yeah, if we took a look at that, then oh, well, he must be live on Colt Jean's channel. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so basically by the end of it, what do we have? So with the Outlander, if we were to go back to it here, We basically have a oh god, I'm gonna have to go through all this again, aren't I? Yeah, shit, bro. Actually, well, here's a pretty good shot. So you can kind of see the oh, one thing I also want to talk about, if it shows it. All right, right here. Let me talk about this for 5 seconds. Do you see this? You guys see that? Right here? What is this? What is this? Is this a curve in the handles, in the handlebars that I'm seeing here on both sides? I wonder, I hope the guy who said blue and yellow is colorblind. I don't think he is, because the other guy said blue and orange, which means that blue is involved in one way or another. And I mean, that can be a good thing, but if it's yellow or orange, it doesn't matter what color, either or, it sucks. Any color with that's not black on that sucks. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna go ahead and point that out. But yeah, I do want to point out these handlebars though, because these are bent, and this is like what's my Instagram? It's the exact same handle as my YouTube name, which is amotorb. Exact same handle. So if you look it up, it should be the first thing that pops up if you just type in amotorb. So that's the best way to tack that on. Or you can go into my YouTube descriptions of any video. This one's not gonna have it. You can go into any of them and it'll also be there too. But or my bio on YouTube. It's also linked in there as well. So, but yeah, it's just like, you know what? I wonder if I can look it up on Instagram right now and see the new. Oh well, Kyle posted a new color of the fuck me, the new Outlander, and it, like I said, the new Outlander looks pretty good. But I'm not seeing anything on the Renegade, at least right now. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything on it. But then again, I also have my Instagram is so filled with like hard enduro stuff, because that's what I've been really heavily into. It's really hard for me to find anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing a picture of the Renegade anywhere. So I must be looking in the wrong spot. Either way, yeah, that kind of, yeah. So anyway, I think that they did good with the colors for the new Outlander. I think the new Outlander colors are great. No, it's ugly. Yeah, okay, I'll stay away from it then. Basically, if you want to know what the new Renegade looks like, picture the modern one that we have with the yellow bumpers and stuff like that, but make the plastics, instead of like the white they have, make it blue. That's basically all you gotta do. Blue and orange, that's still not good. I'm glad I have mine. But going back to this though, yeah, like I said, I don't like the winch placement. That's it. I think everything else is fine. Now the rack's kind of maybe CF Moto-ish, but other than that, that's completely fine. That's completely acceptable. Now, as for the motor, like I said, 101 horsepower. I'm assuming it still uses the same V-twin motor, but it didn't look like it. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I know the exhaust is a single that comes out the back, or at least that's what it looked like. So have fun with that. Who knows? But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much about it. So thing I started. You guys go ahead and do that. I'm gonna hop off, so I gotta get some sleep, because like I said, I haven't had sleep in a while, and I've already lost about 30 minutes, which really sucks. Like I said, I didn't think it was gonna happen, but oh well. But that's what happens when you go live for stuff like this. But thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Like I said, if you want to see content from me, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Typically I make videos. I don't stream very often. I usually stream only like once a year at best. But maybe I'll actually talk, more often about these things. Maybe I'll go live about it, and maybe I'll just have a sit down and talk with you guys. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. Just let me know in the comment section if you enjoy these types of streams. Maybe I might do some more in the future. But yep, that's pretty much all there is to it. So make sure you guys check out the Canam's stream that they're doing. And yeah, that's all I can say. So yep, take care.